All right, so Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We bless your name. We're about to start just wonderful vision class, coming everything to your hand. But everything we've read, let us remember them. The grace to pick the right answer, grant unto us in the name of Jesus. So we don't want to fail. We don't want to have issues with system. We put tomorrow's activities into your hands. Lord, help us to write the exam. Go with us. Go before us. Thank you, Abba Father, for always hearing our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, all right. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Then I will start explaining one by one. I told you that this particular course is story. They are just 30 questions, but those 30 questions are not just ordinary 30 questions. They are powerful 30 questions that we're going to touch small, like we touch the tip of the iceberg, right? All right. The first one is which of this is not a type of library, right? The first one is academic library. There are options. The second one is school library. The C is political library, and the D is public library. So I need you guys, as I'm giving you opportunity to talk, so that you guys can mute your mic. We're doing it together. And then, so all I want to do now is I will be explaining, right? I'll just explain everything that is there. All right. So, which is the answer? Which do you think is the answer? That is not a type of library. Which do you think is the answer? So one of the things that I've taught you when you've read the question for the first time, the second time you want to do, maybe I want to make sure that you guys can hear me because my network can be wild. Okay. So you guys are raising your hands. Let's quickly give people opportunity to talk. Yeah, before I give you guys explanation to all the options. Now, this is how I read, right? This is how I solve past questions. I don't know about others. When I see questions like this, I pick out the options. I want to know what the options is about. I want to know why the options is not going well, the question. Why shouldn't I pick this particular option for this particular question? That's how I think. That's how you study past questions. So when I see that some of you are seeing some that are not working past questions, I'm like, how are you doing your own part? Because when you break down all your options, if you see questions on these your options in the exam, voila, you'll be able to do them because you've broken them down. Do you understand? All right, so we're going back there again. The first one is, right, academic library, right? There's school library, there's political library, there's public library. Which of these, right? Which of these is not a type of library? They are saying that all of these things, yeah, they are type of library, but which of these is not? So what's my answer? What's my answer? Unmute your mic and tell me the answer. What's my answer?
C. The answer is C. Political library.
Really nice. All right, so the first one, we're going to look at it. Now, so another thing that I do whenever I want to pick out questions or options from a particular thing is that I weigh all the options, right? I try to understand the options. Okay, academic library that is pertaining to a school, right? It's the same thing as school library, right? Political library, there's nothing like political library. Politicians, they don't want to know anything about anything. They don't even send you, right? They don't. Now, there's public library. This library is particularly assessed by the public. Anybody can have access to this library. So the one that is not part of your option, right? Or the answer is C. That is what? Political library. Now, so all of this, the next questions there, we call them analytical questions. Questions that require critical thinking, right? Now, a library primarily serving researchers is known as dash. A library primarily, right, serving researchers is known as dash. Now, be very careful about this particular question. Of course, you know who researchers are. People who make research, people who find out things about a particular thing. They want to know why, what happened, when it happened, the day it happened, who were there when it happened. They want to make, they're like digging into histories of it, in-depth histories of something. They are called researchers, right? That's, you know that, okay. Then you're like, school library, primarily, does it serve researchers? No, it doesn't. It does secondarily. Public library too, secondarily. Now, so what is the difference between primary and secondary? Let's talk. Now, primary is something that is, how do I explain this to you? Let me use an incident. Let's say somebody died. No. And then there's a primary suspect. There's a primary witness. There's a secondary witness. What the primary witness will say is that the man shot him and he died. I witnessed it. I was there. The person has a direct contact with the incident. Now, a secondary suspect will not say that, oh, Tolape, who was the witness, said that a secondary suspect is banking on what the primary suspect, or what the primary witness, rather, is saying. Right? So, primarily, whatever, special library is for researchers. This one, I'm not expected to fail this one. When you see this question, just pick up the option. Right? The answer is C. National library, that one is for general use. There are libraries that are specifically talking about what is happening to the country. They are for national documentation, like this your June 12th, right? This your Independence Day. All those, the fact that Tinubu visited a particular Benue, right? Those particular library, you're keeping track, keeping national documentations, those, that's what we call national library, rather. Do you get? But the answer for this one is C. Now, if now not twist this particular question again, now we'll now say a library secondarily, right, serving researchers is known as that. It will now be public library. Do you understand? Now, so it means that this public library is banking on what research / special library is about. They will have books for everything, even the books that is pertaining to research / special library. So you need to understand how now set their question. So the next one is, now this is so beautiful. I love this particular question. Which library service involve loaning resources for other library? I'm going to read this again. We're doing this together now. Which library service involves loaning resources to other libraries? One, we have the circulation service. There's the interlibrary loan. Look at the hyphen at the dash, in the middle, rather. The hyphen in the middle, dash small something in the middle. That is how you write your own. I know that some of you might know it, but that's how you write your own. When you want to, maybe you have filling in the gap question, you have something like that. The C is the ready reference. The D is the referral service. And there's a which of this library service involve loaning resources to other library. What's my answer? 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 So unmute your mic and tell me the answer. Just guess. I will not beat you. Shebi, you know that, but I will not beat you. You know that, but I will not beat you. So what should be my answer? What's my answer?
Interlibrary loan. Interlibrary loan.
Wow, that's it. You're very smart. That's it. But now, so the next question we want to ask ourselves is, let us even talk about this service. Right? This circulation, what this circulation service, what it means is you borrow and you return books. Before, library used to do this, but then when I know say people don't they jackpot with their book, they don't they borrow again. They know they borrow. Right? Currently, libraries are not, you go jackpot with the book. Imagine you are borrowing a 5,000 naira book with 1,000 naira. You go jackpot with the book. You give wrong address because you know they cannot find it to your house. All right. So for this particular circulation service, library know they do them again because jackpot too much. Right? Is what? Interlibrary loan. It means that you are getting books from other libraries. Right? You borrow book from another library to your library. And that is it. Involve loaning resources to another library. Or maybe they borrow book from you to their own. Right? The third one is ready reference. Ready reference. This one is involve searching for quick answers to a particular book. Maybe you are looking for the date of a particular book. You're looking for the date of a particular event. You know, so when people are talking about, in fact, to me, when people are, for this one, whenever I'm reading, I like telling myself stories so that I will remember this particular ready reference. This one is talking about making research, right? Or making reference to a particular thing. For example, if I want to know about Moremi, they say Moremi is the courageous queen. I'll probably go to the library and start looking for the dates that it happened. I start looking for the histories. Did Moremi really marry? Did she give birth? Those are the things I used to think about, right? And this is part of the service that a library offers to, right? They give you explanation to a particular thing. They help you to make reference. They help you have an in-depth knowledge about a particular incident or event, right? So the third one is referral service. Of course, you know what referrals is now. You send your friend to the place, they help your friend, you tell somebody about the library. It's as simple as that, right? All right, so number 4 is, which of the following is a general library service? Which of the following is the first one we have is translation service, right? We have the document delivery service. We have the literature search. There's user education. What's my answer? What's my answer? What's my answer? What's my mic? Tell me the answer. I told you we are doing so that all of us will live here. Hey,
User
what's my answer?
user
All right. Thank you. Dialing. What's your name again? Sorry, Dialing. All right. So thank you. Yeah, the answer is user education. That's basically the answer. That's like they said. Okay, I'm reading number 4. A general library service. What library does is they help you have knowledge or information about it. In fact, if they put education there, it's fine. If they put information, the general information, right? They train your mind on how to read, getting better resources, maybe for your research and the likes, etc. Right? And this translation service is not common to all libraries. This document delivery is for distance user. And it's not, in fact, the library, well, yeah, library do delivery now, but it's not a general service. It's not everybody that wants things to be delivered to them. Those are the things you need to look at. And number 5, reference services in library provide. Reference services in library provide that. A novel and comics, B, assistance with other user questions, C, loan or fiction books, the printing of student IDs. What's my answer? We know the answer already, Abby.
assistance with users question.
Yeah, so reference services in library provide what? Assistance with user research questions. That's what it does. That is basically what it does. Like, if you have questions about a date, you have questions about an history, if you want to know what really happened, like half of the yellow sun, you can read it. Purple hibiscus, you can read it. Things fall apart by hand. Those books, you can read them in the library, and you can easily ask questions about them and definitely get questions, answer to your questions. And so the next one is, which of the following is a secondary source? Right? A, diary, B, journal article, C, interview, D, feed observation.
Journal article.
So what's my answer? What's my answer?
Journal
Journal
article.
article.
All right. So when we're saying that something is a primary source, right? When we're saying that something is a secondary source. Now there are 3. There's primary, there's secondary, there's what? Tertiary. Tertiary source. Right? There's primary, there's secondary, there's I told you now. Primary, the way it happened, how it happened, is written there. Diary. You woke up, maybe the person wants to get married, and the list of what she wants in a man is inside the diary. That's like a primary source. She gets what the person wants. Journal articles, they are based on analysis of original data, like you are analyzing you're evaluating a particular data. It's not even any source at all. That one. Right? But it's a secondary source. It's gotten from a primary source. Say, for example, they kill somebody in a primary source, and then you know that 2 people died. Now you want to give out explanation on what really happened to the primary source. You can probably write a journal article on them. Right? You want to analyze what happened. Okay, we say 3 people die. Do 3 people really die? Then you start making research. Right? That's like journal interview, of course, one-on-one conversation. That's a primary source. Field observation, that's a primary source too. All right. The next one is literature review does not include. Well, this particular literature review, it's in chapter 2 of your project, your final year project. Listen to this. A lot of students are having issues with this. This particular literature review, to me, is always sweet whenever I'm writing project. Kai, this is the sweet part. To me, chapter 1, chapter 2, they sweet me. This is chapter 4, where we have to do data. Ah, God. That one, my head is hot. I'm looking for who I'll do interview with, who I'm going to collect. That one is always giving me a heart attack. But we still have to do it. But see, this particular literature review, it's as simple as something else. Though some project supervisor will always reject it. Let me tell you what this is about. This is when you read and study past research, articles on a particular topic, so that you can understand it. You're like, what did they say? What method did they use? What do I need to study about this particular book? See, for example, if you are writing you are making, maybe for those of you in mass communication, and they are asked to write something about, okay, I'm trying to think of the last, I did so many projects this month. So let me look for the last one. Okay, I wrote something about AO. So they asked us to write something on relating to AO. So my literature review, right, will be all the past work, everything that they've written under AO Festival. How it happened, how we came into Lagos, because I'm using Etiosa as my case study. That's my literature review. How we came into Etiosa. Well, I like story. I like history. I just want to. That's literature review. I want to read about and study past. So the question they're not asking, they said literature doesn't involve one, synthesizing ideas. 2, collecting data from correspondence. C, analyzing previous research. D, identifying research gap. What's my answer? What's my answer? What's my answer? Oh, some of you should, if you even if you get it wrong, you go. What's the answer?
The answer.
D.
Yeah.
Eh? Just speak. Just speak. So this is a critical question. Right? The answer is B. It doesn't involve collecting data from correspondence. It's studying previous work, like articles that I've written, books that I've written, journals that I've written, documentations I've written. You can get those things when you browse them online. Right? So you don't have to go. But I'll not start going to look for one your man. I'll be asking the Eyo. You did that you're in 1990. No. It does not involve that. It doesn't involve that. The answer is B. Collecting data from correspondents, people that are involved. Doesn't involve that. It doesn't involve interviewing people because you want to lead. No, no, no. You already have those articles ready. You already have those documentation ready. That's why in projects we have theoretical review, empirical review. There are 2 parts to projects, right? Don't let me enter into that. When you are in 400 level, start talking about that one. Maybe I'm the one that even take you out to write projects. But it's not free. I not be thinking it's free. All right. So which of the following is not an information source? Right? A, database. B, encyclopedia. C, film script. D, radio broadcast. So what's my answer? It's not an information source. Yeah, that's not an information source because film script it's an already laid down script and happenings of events. What the person wants to say. You cannot use that to pass information. It's when you finish the particular film, That film cannot teach us moral lesson. And that's when you are passing information to us. But it's a single document. It's relating to a movie, something you want to shoot, things you want to pass across to us. But as at that moment, we cannot get information from it. All right. So number 9 is what is the purpose of database in academic research?
Sorry,
What
ma,
is
what did you call number 8?
number 8 is film script. That is not an information source, is what you can get information from, right? That's what we call the source. Information source. Database, that one contains the actual information or actual details of a particular thing. Your database can contain information relating to your phone number, your full name, your email address, your country, your house address. That's what we call database. Now, encyclopedia, of course, their history, their fact. Now we'll talk about film scripts. That one is just another paper where people, actor and actresses are reading. You get. And the radio broadcast, of course, radio, you can also get Bond FM when they are doing Kokonu Weroing. Those are information sources. You can get information from there. All right. So number 9, we talk about what is the purpose of database in academic research. What is the purpose of database in academic research? The first one is to watch movies, to play educational games, to access scholarly articles, to store exam results. Answer is already here, but what's the answer?
To store exam results or something.
So the answer
Store exam
is
results.
Let me read it again. Let me
article.
read it again. What is the purpose of database in academic research?
Access
What is the purpose?
scholar
What is the
Answer is C.
is C.
now the now can be so confusing. It's really looking confusing, but let me explain. Now, number C is talking about all the activities we do in school, right? Number D is talking about one activities that we do. Do you get this? If I'm saying that, what is the purpose of database in academic research is to assess scholarly activities. Because if it's to store exam results, that's one thing. Another thing you can use database to do is to store students' information. Those are schooly or scholarly activities too. Database, that's why all this biometrics that you're doing up under. I know you to like it because on the level first semester, they already have all your details. Those people, it's not you because you are in second semester. They don't have your details. Go and do biometrics. So I don't come and say, I'm not as there, it's not about these people. But on the level, they already have the details. Why are they expressing those things? You get? That's a database on its own. That's why they give him a quick number. They are entering your database. They are entering your information, your name, you get those things are there, right? So the answer is access scholarly activities. Number 10, open educational resource, OER, are best described as open educational resource, OER, are best described as a paid books online, be licensed proprietary database, say free and open accessible learning materials, the private study books. What is my answer? What is my answer, darling? Yeah, what is my answer?
Paid books online.
Ma?
Paid books online.
All right, you got it wrong. Anything you see, this one now will definitely answer this one because now it's giving you fitting. This question will come out. There's not they want to. You see all this open education. They will want the type of open education because why they are giving free material. You don't know. Any small thing GST, why not getting you have searched on it, you have searched for it on Google. Google have brought it, you have downloaded it. That's all you know. So they are saying that operation where you will open to search for and you are not paying for it online. That's why when students are telling me to pay, they ask me to pay 20,000 naira for course material. And now I used to get angry. Why? All these things, we call them open educational resources. You are not paying for them. They are free. They are accessible online. They are learning materials. They are accessible whether physically or online, hard copy, soft copy. They are accessible. You can print out your course material in form of hard copy and be reading. You know, that's the method we are operating. That's the method now is operating in. Right? There are learning materials like textbook, there are videos, there are slides, there are lesson plan, there are exam questions, the exam past questions. They are free to you, free to everyone. We call it open educational. Look at DITO, OER. Right? They might ask you for the full definition. Resources, not resource. Resources. And all of them, the first word starts with capital letter because it is an abbreviation. That is the rule that governs abbreviation. The first word will start with capital letter. O starts. E capital letter. R capital letter. You pay attention to those ones too. So the answer is free and openly accessible learning materials. That is it. Instructional video that I see your e-learn butter, they are free too. Right? So number 11. I'm looking at the time. We might stop by 9:30. Anywhere we stop. But what I will do is I will provide answer of this question so that you guys can do them again when you are free. Right? Which system is used to organize book by subject? Which system is used to organize book by subject? The first one is table of content. The second one is classification scheme. The C is alphabetical listing. The D is summarization. So what's my answer? What is my answer, darling?
I think it's table of content.
The answer is wrong. The correct answer is classification scheme. Now let me explain. I'm going to explain what classification scheme is now to you, right? I will try to explain it in layman English so that you can understand it. Now, so table of content, of course, you know what table of content is. Those things that you saw in our course material, you know, this particular course, yes, one of our has 6 modules, right? Under your module, you have units according to what you're saying. Those are table of content. Table of content is talking about topics and subtopics. Put that in mind. Now, organization and arrangement, they are specifically talking about subjects. Subjects like physics, chemistry, mathematics, English, further math, you get PH1, philosophy, biogini kan, gbogbo ló fẹ́ bio, ló ń bio, àwọn science ẹ̀ bio. Those are subjects. So the answer to everything is classification scheme. Now, what is classification scheme? That's the next question. Like I would like us to ask ourselves. It's what? It's the way books are arranged on a shelf. The library arrangement of books. Right? They are the library arrangement of books. And they are in different categories. The first one we call it the Library of Congress, LC. This one is when we use letter A to Z, right? To number our subjects. Our subjects can be science, can be relationship, it can be marriage, it can be food, it can be history, it can be philosophy. That's what our subject is. So Library of Congress, LC, is when we use letters to number our subject on the shelf. So when you enter into a library, you now see letter A. This is all the books that is under that letter A, all the tag that they put on letter A, they're talking about love. How to kill a man, how to love a man, how to hold grudges, how to love unconditionally, agape love, clinical love. That's letter A. You now move to that's the how to prepare jollof rice. That one is about food. So that one's when we use letter A to Z, right? To what? To number books on the shelf. The second one is called, we call what? The Dewey Decimal Classification, the DDC. This one is common in all libraries. It's when we use number. So, for example, you enter into a library, you see that number 1 is science, number 2, philosophy. You see that one is letter, one is number. Number 3 is let's say religion, right? Talking about how to love God, how to worship God. You get. Now, the third one is called the Universal Decimal Classification, the UDC. The UDC. Now, it's also based on what the DDC is talking about, but in a technical terms, right? This one is used in French religion. Let me explain the difference between the two. The first one, the Dewey, right? The Dewey Decimal Classification, the DDC, is making that one is making use of number. But this Universal Decimal Classification is also we're also making use of numbers, but we don't use it for a particular region, right? It's more technical. We don't use it for a particular region. We usually use it where French-speaking countries use it. All those French people, they use it. That's their own classification for books in their own library. Do you get? Now there's another one we call this the Bliss classification. This one is used in British Library. They only use letters and number. All of these things, they are not that difficult. They're your course material. All what you need to do is understand classification scheme. Because now we definitely ask questions on them. Now, right, there's another one we call the Cologne classification, the CC. Right? They use main subject and facet like time, space, and energy. Those ones, they don't have like all the books that you have. They only talk about things that are main to them. All this, that's why Indian people, these ones are used by Indians. When you enter into their library, they're only talking about how to build, how to create, how to invent, how to anything that has to do with energy, space, and time. That's what majority of their library is about. All right, so you can I think one of the things you might probably want to just go back to this classification scheme again and go through it. It's important too. We cannot lie. They're very, very important. They're very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. All right, so the next one is, which of this is a library catalog format? A, APA style. B, card catalog. C, index page. D, Queenslet. What is my answer? What is my answer? What is my answer? What is my answer? Oh, what is my answer? Well, let me read the question again. Should I read the question again? Can anybody hear me? Why are you all of you silent? Look,
I
she's
can hear you.
silent. Bye. Don't worry, I'll still leave you
I can
guys to
hear
read.
you.
I'll still leave you guys to read because the better that you read, though. It's all this topic that I'm picking. They are key topic to go and read them. Oh. All right. So, what is my answer?
Upper
APA.
star. American Upper station.
Star.
I said, which of these library catalog formats?
Supper
Library.
APA style.
The upper star. American program. Some I can't remember what was it for minutes. It's American something.
Are we sure?
Red catalog.
Are you sure?
Yes, APA style.
All right. So my answer, right? My answer is card catalog. That's my answer. They said it is a library catalog format. So, the questions that we should be asking ourselves is, what are catalog? What are library catalog? format. That's how I study past question. When you say you don't understand past question, because you don't know how to get past question. You see, when you study correct 30 question past question that talk about all the subjects inside everything that you are doing, while I will pass. Because you understand something. Now, APA, now stands for American Physiological Association Style. It's a reference method. It's used in academic writing. Although, when we're writing our projects, now will allow us to do anything we want to do. But for this to make reference to, when we finish writing projects, we still book from this author, we still book from this author. Do you get? When we're using another person's work, we need to acknowledge the fact that we still book from them. Let me not use still. Say, for example, I want to write something about this AO. And I took a book from Ola Oluwa from University of Lagos. In my reference part, that's the last part of the project, right? Chapter 5. In the reference, after chapter 5 reference segment, I'll now put it there. University of Lagos. Mr. Ola Oluwa, in brackets, I write the name of this book. Your festival came into Nigeria. Put comma bracket. That is the APA style. I'm giving reference to the man that I stole book from. I did not steal it. That I collected book from. Do you get? Or that I took his book. That's APA style. Do you understand now? Now, what is now card catalog is the old method of recording library books using small index cards, right? So what we do for this particular card catalog, that's why I would say, now look at the question again. Library catalog format. So this one is really, really bad, right? The old people use it. Our mom used to use it too. If they are looking for a book, they write the book name. They write the author name. They write the subject. Yeah. They're not write where you can find it. They're not paste it on the wall. I don't know if you have visited old people that naturally know how to read very well when they have plenty library or large library. All these Korean people used to do it when you watch their Korean film. Like they write it on size small paper. That's what we call card catalog. Right? Size small paper. Then I put the author name, the book title, the subject, where you can find it among the list of books that you have there on the shelf. That's what we call card catalog. Is how we record library books details with small card. All the sticker, all the sticker card. Now that can go on your body. That's what we call card catalog. It's as simple as that. Right? So index page, this one is found at the end of a book. This particular index page lists the topic and the keywords mentioned in the book. This particular index page, you find it in chapter 1 for project. You see all these things, this is the way I'm relating them to project writing. This one, chapter 1, project. Also, for some books, you have them now, like all these olden days book where they write Mish Malo. It does not put in bracket. Hey, Bible too has this index page. Bible has it. Like if Bible is talking about success, and I see below Bible, the Bible now puts Sam Kiniko, where you can find it in another book again, in another Bible book. Maybe if you find like blessed is man in one particular Bible verse, you will see the index below it or at the side. Those that'll give reference to another thing again. Now, Quizlet, this is a modern online study tool. This one helps students to study, right? It helps you to take classes and the likes. This one is different from what we are saying or what we are talking about. So another question they now ask us is, but the answer is card catalog, right? It's a library catalog format. It's an old library when you write inside paper, stick it and place it on a wall. So that when somebody's finding that particular book, they'll be able to know where it is in their shelf. First one is library catalogs help users to dash A, watch documentaries, B, identify book covers, C, locate books in the library, D, search the web. What's my answer?
Locate books in the library.
Library catalog helps user to watch with all the ẹjọ́ tí mo ti rò látàárọ̀.
Books in the library. Locate books in the library.
Yeah, that is it. They help you to locate book in the library. The way I explained the card catalog to you, right? Do you understand? They help you to locate book in the library. Now, so there's a question now for question 14. They said, I'm trying to look at it. Me, I'm so concerned about because I need you to revise. See, if you don't want to read at all, just this classification scheme is about. That's something that you don't really have to worry yourself, but just understand, have the basic knowledge of it. Now, which of this is not a classification scheme? Right? You have the Dewey Decimal, there's a Library of Congress, there's a UDC, there's indexing style. What's my answer?
Indexing.
Yeah. With what I just explained, you're very, very smart. Yeah, you're a very, very smart human being. All right, so the answer, the one that is not a part, right, is indexing style. Indexing style. Don't forget, talking about library classification scheme, as you said earlier, right? So you might probably want to go over them again because it will help us, right? We have the Library of Congress LC. Don't forget, all of this will have capital letter with their first word. Everything, right? It's only the off in the middle will not have Obiko, will not have. There's the Dewey Decimal Classification, the DDC, right? There's Universal Decimal Classification, UDC. There's Bliss Classification, right? Used by British Library. That's BC. There's colon, right? Colon classification. There are people that are used by Indians for any subjects relating to space, time, and energy. Right? There's Moise classification. This one is used to arrange law books. All this lawyer used to use it. Moise classification. You can call it MC. Right? MC. Moise. MOYS. These ones are used by them. All right, so number 15, library classification is in dash. Binding notebooks, designing bookshelf, arranging books by subject, reviewing new books. This is very, very technical. What's my answer? This is really, really technical. I didn't get that, my darling. Now, they said library classification. They did not say catalog classification. I hope you guys can know the difference between library and catalog. Can you hear me? Somebody noise is entering into what I am doing. Me, I don't like noise. Okay. All right. So I think we need to mute somebody now. Yeah, I'm so sorry that I will have to mute you because it's important that we hear ourselves. You are hearing. All right. So there's a library classification. It's in dash. Binding old books of it. Designing bookshelf is out of it. Arranging books by subject is inside it. The reviewing new books is out of it. Why are we classifying library books? That's what they ask us. Why? Is it because we want to design bookshelves? No. Is it because we want to review? Got it. Is it because we want to review new books? No. It's because we want to arrange books by their subject. That's it. That's the answer. You want to. That's why you are classifying all the books in the library. That's why we talk about the classification scheme rather. Okay, that you classify them based on number, right? A to Z, Library of Congress. That's the classification. Dewey Decimal Classification. This one you are using number. The first one is letter, Library of Congress. The Dewey Decimal Classification, you are using number. Number 600, technology. Number 500, history. Right? UDC. This one is also used by French-speaking regions, but they are making use of the pattern of numbering. DDC. Say for example, which French speaking country did I know? France. Let's say I go to France. So my père bonjour. And I enter into their library. I know that their classification for their library is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are using the same thing as Dewey Decimal Classification. Just that them, they are in French. They are in France. They are speaking French. She gets. Now, Bliss classification is the conjunction of Library of Congress and Decimal Classification. This one, they are using letters, they are using number. Confusion will finish them in British Library. Bliss classification. Colon, this one is used by Indians. It's not, and it's not always using normal, because they are not normal people. They don't used to have normal life. They're always talking about anything relating to energy, creation, innovation, space, time, energy. That's their own library. There's now another one called the Morris classification. This one is used by lawyers. That's how they used to arrange law books in the library. Do you understand? So it's having just understanding all of these things will help you. Also, so the next one is a digital library is a library that use. We'll be leaving very soon, please. Let's reach 20. Let all of us leaving. A digital library is a library, right, that use only printed books. A digital library. Also, be digital. Be function without any computer. Provide access to electronic resources. Serve only IT students. What's my answer? A digital library. We're leaving
What
very
access
soon.
to electronic?
Ma?
What access to electronic?
Yes. Anything digital is online. This e-exam is digital, right? It's online. Digital library. Questions like anything digital. They are providing access to electronic resources. Electronic resources are things you can get online. Right? Things provided by computer. Not computer system or computer desktop. Right? Electronic. Online resources. Right? That's what digital library is about. Number 18, which of this is not a function of digital library? A, online access to books. B, video conferencing. C, online borrowing of books. D, access to e-journals. Which of these is not a function of digital library? What's my answer? Let's finish so that we can reach 20 because it's better that you guys revise your
Video call.
answer. Why? What's my answer?
Video
Which of these
conferencing.
is not a function of digital library? Right? A,
Video
online access to books. Right? B, video conferencing. C, online borrowing of books. D, access to e-journals.
It's B. Video conferencing.
Mm. 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 That's my answer. So let's break this down. They're saying that all of these are not function of a library, an online library. Right? All are function, but one is not. Online access to book, of course, you have access to any books. If you go to, I think there's a particular place where you usually get. I'm coming. I think it's Google. Say Google Book. Yeah, there's a particular Google app like that, and it's not Google app. It's a Google website, Google Scholar. Yeah, it's called Google Scholar. So whenever we want to write projects, yeah, it's called Google Scholar. You will get a lot of project materials there. But because if you don't know how to write projects, right, it's called Google Scholar. It's a website for Google, right, where you can get project materials. But there's a bot. There's a bot. Now, if you're going to that particular and you don't know how to write project, don't go there because really, madam, your head can want to blow. Your head will want to. Should I say can want to blow? It will blow. So don't go there. But now that I've told you about it, you can start surfing that particular website for. So they give you access to material, right? So printed materials, any material that you probably make use of. Now, what am I? There's where am I now? Yes, access to books. Video conferences is not part of it, right? Their function is not to do video call with you. Who send you and your papa? And they can borrow online books too. Yes, they usually borrow online books. Can make friends. They borrow online books. Chat with their chat box. Make your research. And you have access to journals too. About an incident, the date, the details, the history about the thing. You can also get it there. So the next one is an advantage of CBLS is dash. an advantage. An advantage of now the question is, what is CBLS? Okay, so no. Let's start from the CBLS stands for. I need to mute you. I'm getting nya from the back, and I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. All right, so look at this. Look at this. They said CBLS. What is CBLS? What is CBLS? What is CBLS? Now, they give you a list of options. There's computer-based legal system. There's computer-based, there's compact book lending service, right? There's computer-based literature search. There's combined book learning strategy. The answer is computer. You see that the answer is what? The answer is what?
C.
Your head is there. Your head is there. Clap for yourself. That's it. You are correct. You are correct.
Yes.
Lele.
Two.
Computer-based literature set. Look at it, oh. Look at it. Computer. You get dash for me do. You can't join the base. That's what things you pay attention to. And it's still, the first word is still all of them. No matter how they are written, all the first word is still in capital letter. C, capital letter. B, capital letter. L, capital letter. Because they are abbreviations. The first word, but it get dash for me do. We join the base. Computer-based literature search. What this one means is they help you to search for academic material using computer database. That's what it stands for. Like if you need any, the way I told you to go to Google Scholar to get project anything, right? That's what they do. That's their aim. They are using digital tools. Then they are entering digital tools now. Can you make use of Google? Can you make use of Chrome? Can I ask your AI, right? For all of this, for all the equipment, all the resources you need. So I guess we are okay, number 19. Abise mo ti jump ni.
No, you're still on
Oh, wait, have I? Okay, so I'm in number 18, right?
Yeah, so we're going to number 9.
Okay, I've done
Number
number
18, we went to 20. We now came back. We are just coming back again.
Olamaja Kasonu. We are just going up and down. So I'm going up and down. You are going with me, all of you. You'll be fine. Actually, shout down my you they pay my heart. You'll be fine. You'll do well. All right, so number 19. Momo. Momo. The use of ICT in libraries has led to that. The use of ICT in library has led to that. Reduction in book quality. Wow. Better classification method. Access to global information. Increase in theft. What is my answer?
Access to global information.
That's correct. That's correct. Clap for yourself. But when you look at it, it's led to increase in theft, ICT, AI, any small thing, you have easier to write exam, you have easier to do this, everything. It's increasing. No, the answer is access to global information. Me, I'm just joking, but increase in theft. But people they steal. Cyber security is much. Yahoo everywhere. People want to collect money for the use of ICT in library. People they read. Well, we are reading, we have exam. So the last question I will be treating today, I will quickly treat this particular one. An advantage of CBLS. Don't forget CBLS again. What gives us access, to library materials? What am I saying? That help us to search for information and material, right? Online. We can make use of computer. We can make use of any database. We call it CBLS. And don't forget, your CBLS is computer based literature search, right? The dash computer ID. So then I said the advantage of it is what? Limited storage. slow search process, quick access to academic resources, manual indexing. The answer is what?
Quick
It's
access to academic.
it's quick
Yeah.
access to your academics.
Hey, you see? But if when you understand the question, you'll be able to do it. You see? See? You see? It's as simple as that. All right. This particular question will come out in NOU 107, and now it's repeating it in GST 104. This SQTDR to come out. It is rich reading, right? So SQTDR, right? The SQTDR method involves all except the first one is survey, B question, C review, D complain. What's my answer?
Complain.
Complain.
So you want to put that in mind. So what is the full, this one too is the abbreviation. No, I hope you guys know that no matter where the R is, there's abbreviation, but I think you need to know. Now the first one S is what? Survey. The second Q is question.
Question.
There's read,
Read.
there's recite and review. So me, when I was
Yes,
in
sir.
my name, I used to know. Survey, question, read, recite, review. Is it that the compose song? For which I want like survey, question, read, recite, review. Oh, good as that law. Survey, question, read, recite, review. You are not going anywhere. You stay with like to carry on. Say again. Survey, question, read, recite, review. That's why I learned. I used to sing because I know that I can put this read. You know that it's supposed to be read recite. I can put this review before it. I don't know. So the question read recite review. So I'll not forget it. Right, so I can be so weird sometimes. All right, thank you everyone. So what I would do is I'll send you the question and send you answer to the question so that you guys can revise. You guys know I love you any day, anytime, right? You know now.
So much, man.
Go and succeed. All of you go and succeed.
Please continue now.
Eh?
Amen. Amen.
Continue.
I should continue.
Thank you so much. Continue. Let's reach 10 now or 10:30, ma.
10 or 10:30.
Eh?
I never shop breakfast, yo. Lunch, dinner. Anyone. I shall never shop dinner.
We'll give you Mike, you can go
All
and
right.
cooking like this.
All right. So let's do number 22. Let's try reach 30. Let's reach 30. Just 30 questions. Not something big. All right. One way to overcome forgetfulness. Right. The first one is skip lecture. B, take good notes. C, avoid studying. D, study randomly. All of these things, they are now. One thing I want you to do, of course, as I'm always telling you now, first pick two options that is not even part of your answer at all. They are one stubborn, foolish two that they are not part of your answer. You know, no matter you want to hide the fact, you know, skip lecture. Allow you want to forget something. You are skipping lecture. You are putting yourself from fire into fire pan. Right? You are skipping lecture. No, that one is not part of it. Avoid studying. You are not even studying, you are forgetting. You don't want to avoid the study again. Right? You know that A and C, they are out. So you are looking at take good notes. Avoid study random. When you study randomly, you won't know anything. But there's a way you study. That's why. So one thing you guys are doing, you are studying randomly. And some of you say, oh, something works for me. Somebody will say, past question works for me. You see the way I'm explaining this question. That's how you do it. All these questions, you take your time. Look at the course material. What is now talking about? What are the things that now has written about note taking, about study, right? Those are the things you look at. Now, so what is our answer? What's our answer?
B.
How much more?
B.
All of you, see, you have no book. You have no book. Go and succeed. Maybe we should stop here. Which one is it? Every well,
Ah,
you have succeed. You have succeed. Go and go and do well. Go and do tomorrow. But don't forget, you're coming in early tomorrow. I just want to a lot of people. In fact, a lot of people are coming. 400 level, 300 level, they are doing GST
as
104.
in,
So don't let it shock you.
omo.
Yes, don't let it shock you. You meet your senior in the exam hall. Don't let it shock you. Are coming to do GST 104. Some of them did not register when they were in 100 level. That's what we are saying. Register all your courses. Yeah, Nigbo, they are coming. So you are not the only one on the level. Don't say you are the only one doing it. No, you are in call. 300 level, 200 level will join you to do it tomorrow. So don't let fear catch you. All right. So a conducive study environment should be dash, noisy and crowded. That one is out of our question. Dark and small. Because when it's dark and small, you'll not be able to see anything. You'll not be able to read anything. Right? Quiet and well lit outdoors. The answer is C. Right?
Quiet and well lit.
Overlaying.
Please, can
Quiet
you
and
explain what
well.
conducive means?
Conducive means comfortable.
What conducive means?
Comfortable. It's scrutiny.
Oh,
It's enjoyable. A
okay,
learning environment
okay,
that is enjoyable, that is calm, that is bright. You can concentrate, you can read. You get.
okay,
Although
okay.
some people have psycho
Yes,
issue
ma'am.
because people have some of them cannot even read in a quiet environment. Some of you like bang. All the night that can break your head. You see, I have energy to read better when I hear noise. Run you. She is not entering your head. Especially when they put alarm go song. Ó ti lọ, if you are not book, you don't cost
Oh
material. Ó
Lord.
ti lọ.
Hmm.
Right? So conducive, quiet environment, enjoyable environment. An environment where you can sit, you can concentrate, you
Okay.
can understand what you are reading. That's what we call conducive environment. Some of you carry road the book to the bus stop. You say you don't want to stop back from your house. It's sitting at motor and disturbing you. Are you sure you are reading? Right? So overlearning means that. Overlearning. It means that a study more than necessary. Reading a topic at once, sleeping after reading, giving up after mistake. What is my answer?
Studying more than necessary.
That's the answer. That's the answer. Overlearn. Yeah, a lot of people overlearn things. And so when you say you've read all your course material, you now said you want to do some, you've read something. You now said when you saw the exam is looking back on your face. It's looking. Somebody said, "Ma, all the answers are looking like the answer. Why they don't look like the answer?" Oh, you have read to the back of the book. If I course material that I even cry, because you read, chicken. All of the basic to reading in this now. When you're reading, when you do your course material, pick past questions or those summaries there. Try to give them wrong option. Or when you look at don't look at the answer to the question first. Don't let your mind be there. Read the way it's written. Go back to your course material. Okay, before this one, what is before this one? After this, what is done? What is now saying about this? I like the past question. Go. I can do 30 past questions, 30 past questions, 30 questions. But that 30 questions, it might be everything about what is written in your course material because I'll take time with one. I'll be like, they talk about overlearning. Is there anything like underlearning? How do you now explain it in the course material? Right? What is before there? What is after that? So it's about all these things about understanding what is written in your course material. And for this particular course, so just found for if all the things that I saw there, they are sweet. I told you that this exam we are both writing together. Then there's a lot of this because we need to read to teach. That's it. All right, study more than necessary. Study more than you give yourself time, you rest. So number 25, reading and recitation help us to dash. Waste study time, distract your roommate, memory retention, passing without studying. What's the answer?
Improve memory
Improve
retention.
memory retention.
But this one doesn't work for people that have Ogwaye. If you have Ogwaye, you know, she. No, remember. Oh yeah, it's law. So that's how you need to pray. Right? You need to pray. Oh, it's better that you pray. What it does is improve memory retention. That's what reading does to us. And recitation. That's what it does. It naturally improve our memory. Yes. All right, numbers. Hey, we'll talk about this one. What is plagiarism? Reading a book without taking notes, be giving another's work without proper credit. See, copying with permission, decoding someone's directly. What's my answer?
B. Using another's work without proper credit.
That's plagiarism. So for this particular plagiarism in journalism, or for those of you studying mass communication, there are penalties to them. You know, this plagiarism comes in different formats. I hope you know, right? There's plagiarism for using someone else's work with permission. If you sometimes some journalists probably make you, let's say for example, both of you went to cover an event. When I for those of you that are not studying, you know, mass com, when we say cover events, it means we are going to a particular place to get facts, right? We want to go there with our recording, want to know what happened to the person, we are interviewing the person, want to know how everything is going. So we are going there to cover the event. So I went to cover the event. You told me, say I hear me, that because you came late, that I should give you my own, let's say my own recorder, and I gave it to you. And you used it. You told me you're going to use from 1 minute to 3 minutes. You now use beyond that, I can sue you. Or, remember, I gave you permission to use it. But when you want to use it for, you extended the time. So I can sue you. Do you get? That's also
Wow.
plagiarism. It comes in different formats. It comes in different formats. But in fact, currently, American, that's why all these billboards in America, they don't just use anyhow actor picture. It's only in Nigeria that you go to YouTube, that you see one bimbo picture on one English movie, what the English movie that is not even that does not even concern the actress. I want you to be there that useless people that are not concern them at all. You guys only in Nigeria. We don't used to we are still we don't used to we don't know plagiarism law at all. Like if you use any actor's picture on any film, they are not involved, they are not the one that they can sue you in another country. So you don't see all these people that I see, they have collected permission. All the songs that they just spoke about, all of them, you'll be using when the day is over. When the day is over for another person's film, you collect permission from that particular person that sang the song. So that they'll not sue you for plagiarism. Same things with all these boys, some of them, I'll take this class now, all of them, they'll go and post it on their YouTube. I can sue them. So that now I'm wanting to follow ya. So that they'll not sue me and myself together. That's with you. All right. Which of those protects intellectual property? Right? Trade union, academic policy, copyright law, peer review. What's my answer?
Copyright law.
Copyright law, ma.
Yes, intellectual property, right? What belongs to you? That's what. But then, you know, it's not everybody that buy to this idea. It's when you are exposed that you realize that, okay, if I write a particular book and I've published it, I need to give trademark to it. Trademark is to meet these copyright people. You sign a membership with them. They acknowledge your work. They cross-check your work. Does it meet their policy? Does it meet that? Before you can quote Wale Soyinka's book, you go explain Taja. You have collected permission. So they will not sue you for plagiarism. But all these things, they protect intellectual property. Intellectual property are properties maybe that are like books, manuals, things you write, original work. They stop others from copying your work. When you see copyright law, you see it on YouTube too. So just that Nigeria know the year word. If they like, they put that for plenty film. Nigeria go still copy them. Somebody was saying, oh, I did a film on Netflix. I don't want it to be posted on YouTube. Hey, Nigeria. They will find a way to download it from Netflix, upload it to YouTube so others can watch, so they can make their money. Do you get? Just that if Funke Akindele hasn't said that, you know, she actually did a video that she needs to swear that copy or that will take what I think what was the film that she did now? That big film like that. It's like I don't know. What remind me of the film? You remind me of the film later. She did a movie and she was like, if anybody posts that film that she did and send it to YouTube, she will sue them. And she meant it. Because she spent over a lot of money on that particular movie. Right? The copyright law are the law that are protecting what she has said, what she have the mindset of doing. So number 28. Advert referencing using stash, numbers in brackets, footnotes only, auto to date style, alphabet code. What's my answer? Harvard.
Auto date style.
Auto date style.
D.
Now, references comes in different formats. Now, this particular referencing, you will get to understand them better when you are project for your final year. In fact, final year project is always shift. So we have a lot of references style. A lot of references style. But the one that advert referencing uses is what? Auto to date style. What that means is that the name of the author, the one, let's say Mr. Olu, I want to write something about your festival, and I put there Mr. Olu or Professor Olu or Author Olu, right? Author Olu. Then so my Author Olu, then 1998 to so date, right? And I put in brackets. Then my next word is the title of the book. So that's what we're literally saying. That's references style. And you find this in chapter 5, the last chapter of your project. It's the last chapter of your project. All right. So the next one is which is not covered by copyright: original music, invention, published book, painting. Which is not covered? What's my answer? What's my answer?
Come again.
Ma, you say
Yeah.
the options.
Oh, you guys are not seeing my screen.
It's
Not
somehow
at all.
blurry when you move it.
Hey,
It's
Father
somehow
Lord,
blurry.
Father Lord, Father Lord. Father Lord, sorry.
I prefer Zoom save. It's much more better.
Hey, sorry. The thing that happened is that my system is doing blah 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 blah. If I use my system, I will sleep here. I didn't share anything. Okay, so let me repeat again.
Ah,
Are you guys
okay.
still now?
Yes. It's clear now. It's clear.
Okay. Which is not covered by copyright law: original music, inventions, published book, painting. Which is covered.
Painting.
Mm.
Painting or
Invention.
invention. Painting or invention. One of those two
Inventions.
charts. Either B or D. But I'm going with that D
Eh,
more.
B, me, I'm taking it period.
Exactly.
Inventions.
Because painting is not much of all these other things.
Painting.
Sun is the
Ma,
answer.
can you
B,
Hey,
B, B.
thank you.
B
Original music. If I write a song today,
painting?
if you see my song, Mama Gbe, I'll carry you. Copyright law ni lie. Me, I'm not a gentle person. Oh. I will carry you down. Because it's not to be in the studio. Mo fẹ́ fún la 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 la. I don't sing my song. You say you want to carry, right? So once you are done writing a song, copyright, just that Nigerians, oh, as they write the song, they boil for fire. You just put it online. Please help you and share it. This is the new song singing of the year. When you listen to it, you will dance well. You will do everything well. That's why people will just steal it like that. Because they don't have copyright. Same with published books. Some of them will publish books. They'll put the only thing they'll put their name up. Everything. They'll not do any copyright anything. The only thing that is not covered by
Okay.
copyright law.
Okay. You can understand it
Actually,
now.
do you get
What's not the answer?
the answer is invention. Okay. Thank you. Inventions are what you are creating that you've not yet how do I explain finalize. Let's say for example, want
Okay.
Oh, okay.
you decided to you have the mindset of okay, I think I said that terms buyers at yesterday or today. She bought a crochet clothes of 3 million naira from a lady on Twitter. Do you know what the lady did? She don't need copyright though. I hope you know. that one you
Yes, yes.
cannot steal from her. She said she spent 70 hours making that crochet clothes for Thames. So immediately she tagged Thames. Me say, we did Twitter, they do for mass confidence. If you know the Twitter, I don't know what they are doing with your life. Oh. No, don't be on Twitter because you're writing them. Don't come and say I'm done. I think you go to Twitter. I'm saying we should be going to Twitter because I'm mass confident. I don't know what that is going to Twitter. Your mate are going to their room to read. You want to go to Twitter. You learn. So she now said she tagged Thames. She was like, I spent 70 hours trying to make, and Thames said, oh wow, beautiful. Can I buy it? And within 5 minutes, Thames sent 3 million naira. And she got the money. So she posted the screenshot. She sent it to us on, she quoted on Twitter, you quote a quote. So it means that the recent one will be up, the previous one will be down. So from my mind, I say, hey, we celebrity get money. I want to do crochet for like that. I don't think of Bonham Boy. I don't think of Davido or Don. Just those are 3 people that I have in mind. Hey, imagine broke your 3 million naira is something. I will buy you guys pizza if all of you retreat. Are you hearing? All right. So the last one is APA referencing. Right? It's commonly used in literature, history, social science, architecture. What's my answer? APA.
What is PA referencing?
America, logical physiological something. America what?
What is the meaning of APA referencing?
You said America, is it psychological or physiological?
All right. So for the APA referencing, I don't forget the definition. Me teacher no go forget book. So it's called American Psychological Association Style, right? American Psychological Association Style, right? Is when we are acknowledging. How do I explain this part to you? When I'm acknowledging someone else's work in my book, all of these references, you find them at the last part of a particular project. When you look at a project book or a project material, you find them there. Example, and if I say that Ola, right, and I have the date 2020, the name of the book there. That's what APA referencing means, right? We usually so what we use it for is to give reference or to give credit to a particular author that we have. I would say so. That we have taken the person's book, right? That we have taken the person's book, like you've taken the person's book. So our answer to this question is social science. That's a social science, mass communication student. When they review our project, or all mass com now, or all of you studying social science, at the last part of our project, they will ask you to put reference. They are looking for this APA reference there. Right? American Psychological Association style. Like, so if let's say you want to write a project on education, you look for everybody who have written project on education before. All the small parts that you are taking from there, right? You now have like Toby. Let's say Toby Adelaku in bracket. The year, that project, books have year that they published there. They published in 2023, 2023 in bracket. The next one will not be the name of the book, Introduction to Educational Reference, right? Then that's it. You're giving reference. You're telling us that I carry book from this particular. I stole it. I used to call it stole. I stole book from this particular person, but nobody say I know. Make I know. This time around, you're not asking the person directly. So I don't not do it for plagiarism because if they catch you, now not be you.
It's not
All right, so we're done with everything. Thank you, everyone. I'm really wishing that you guys
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so
we
much,
love
ma.
you.
Really
We love you.
appreciate,
We
ma.
love you.
Bless you.
We love
Love
you
you
so
so
much.
much, ma.
Sister Yemi, thank you.
We love you. You will pass well. Go out succeed. Go out succeed. Go out succeed. Come back and share testimony. See, if you have 5 over something, don't send it to the group. Don't break our heart. Eh? So all of this, let's talk. All of you should be trying to code some words. Don't be saying, so somebody drop it that. Yesterday, somebody dropped it. Said, "Ma, this is my first time of writing my exam. I was alive. I was in the center. I know that it's disaster that the person want to tell me. When the person had typed it, the person had said, "Ma, I have failed." Hey, yeah, don't they catch me. And I said, "What do you?" He said, 7/7. I said, "Be going home like that. Oh, are you still in school?" He said, "I'm going home." Because when you have reached, I am not talk to you. Tell me why you got 7/7. Right. So if you know that maybe you have failed, you put it like this, "Ma, I tried all my best possible. Correct English, best possible, but things did not go the way I have planned before you start dropping your score for me. Ma, I tried all my best possible, but things did not, so that you will not break my heart, you will not break our heart, save heart.
Sure.
I love you. Any day,
We
anytime.
love
Love
you
it.
too.
Thank you so
Bye bye,
much.
Thank you, ma.
oh. Good night, yo.
Was
Good
this
night,
class
yo.
recorded? Was this
Thank,
class recorded?
thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes,
Thank you,
It was
ma.
recorded, Abby.
yes.
Okay.
Bye bye, oh.
Thank you, ma.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, ma.
ma.
Sister
Have a
Emissy, good
nice
night.
night rest,
Good
ma.
night, oh. Good night.